A narcissist wants a relationship where they do whatever they want. Have you ever noticed that some people say they want love, but what they really want is complete freedom without responsibility? A narcissist often enters relationships expecting exactly that. They want connection, attention, admiration, and loyalty, but they don't always want equal rules. They want a relationship where they can do whatever they want while expecting the other person to stay loyal, patient, and understanding. At first, this behavior can be difficult to notice because in the beginning, they rarely show control openly. Instead, they create excitement, attraction, and emotional intensity. They may act like you're the most special person they've ever met. They give attention quickly and make you feel chosen. But over time, a different pattern slowly starts appearing. Rules begin changing depending on what benefits them. What feels acceptable for them suddenly becomes unacceptable for you. And that's where the confusion begins. A narcissist often believes their needs should come first. Their wants become urgent while your needs become negotiable. If they want space, you must understand. If they want attention, you must provide it immediately. If they want to disappear for hours or days, you're not supposed to question them. But if you ask for that same freedom, suddenly there's a problem. You may hear that you're too demanding. You may be told you're insecure. You may even start questioning whether your expectations are unreasonable. Slowly, you stop asking for fairness because every conversation becomes exhausting. That emotional imbalance isn't accidental. It creates a relationship where only one person's comfort matters. One common thing narcissists want is freedom without accountability. They want the benefits of commitment without the responsibilities of commitment. They want support during hard times. They want emotional safety. They want someone available whenever they need attention, but they resist being questioned about their own actions. If they cancel plans repeatedly, there's always a reason. If they ignore your messages, there's always an excuse. If they cross a boundary, the conversation somehow becomes about your reaction instead of their behavior. Responsibility feels uncomfortable to them because accountability limits control, and control often matters more to them than connection. Another thing that happens is double standards. The rules change completely depending on who made the mistake. If you forget something important, it becomes proof that you don't care. If they forget something important, you're expected to move on immediately. If you speak to someone else, they become suspicious. If they do the same thing, you're told to trust them. You begin feeling like the relationship has invisible rules that only apply to you. This creates emotional exhaustion because you're constantly trying to avoid conflict while they continue doing whatever they want. Over time, you become less like a partner and more like someone managing another person's emotions. Narcissists also tend to dislike boundaries. Boundaries create limits, and limits reduce control. When you say no, they may act offended. When you ask for respect, they may accuse you of changing. When you stop tolerating behavior that hurts you, they may call you selfish. This can feel confusing because healthy relationships actually need boundaries. Healthy love allows both people to have opinions and limits, but narcissistic dynamics often reward silence and punish independence. The more you adjust yourself, the more comfortable they become, and the more comfortable they become, the more they expect. One reason this dynamic becomes so powerful is that the narcissist rarely asks directly for unfair treatment. Instead, it develops gradually. Small compromises become habits. Small excuses become patterns. You forgive one thing because everyone makes mistakes. Then you forgive another thing because relationships require patience. Then one day you realize your standards became smaller while their expectations became larger. You begin carrying emotional responsibility for both people. That moment can feel painful because you realize love slowly became one-sided. Many people stay because they believe that if they become more understanding, things will improve. They think, maybe communication is the issue. Maybe timing is the issue. Maybe stress is the issue. But relationships built around one person doing whatever they want usually don't improve through more sacrifice. They improve only when accountability appears, and accountability only works when both people value equality. Without that, sacrifice turns into permission. Something important to understand. Wanting respect doesn't make you controlling. Expecting honesty isn't unreasonable. Wanting consistency isn't too much. Healthy relationships aren't built on one person having unlimited freedom while the other carries unlimited understanding. Real relationships require mutual effort. Both people adjust. Both people listen. Both people accept responsibility. That balance is what creates trust. If you constantly feel guilty for having normal needs, pay attention. If every disagreement becomes your fault, pay attention. If you only feel free when they're in a good mood, pay attention. If you feel afraid to express disappointment, pay attention. These experiences often reveal more than words do, because people show you what they believe relationships should look like through repeated behavior. A narcissist may want a relationship where they do whatever they want, but that doesn't mean you have to agree to that role. Love shouldn't require disappearing. Commitment shouldn't mean accepting double standards. Connection shouldn't feel like giving while someone else only receives. Healthy love leaves room for both people to exist. It allows closeness without control. It allows freedom without disrespect. And it allows both people to feel valued instead of one person feeling managed. The moment you stop confusing love with endless tolerance, everything changes. Because real love doesn't ask one person to become smaller. Real love grows when both people show up equally, and relationships become healthier the moment fairness becomes more important than control. If this message connected with you, remember, you're allowed to expect mutual respect. You're allowed to protect your boundaries, and you're allowed to choose relationships where love feels balanced instead of earned. If this resonated with you, follow for more on relationships, self-worth, and healthy boundaries. This is just the beginning.